Capcom has put together a survey for its Asian audience asking if people want more Resident Evil remakes in the style that they've been doing, right? Now, this survey, this is posted on asia.capcom.com, so seems to be for Asia. But I put the question to you, whether you're in Asia or not. This new era of Resident Evil remakes that we've been seeing, 2 and 3, they seem kind of a cut above the Resident Evils that we were getting before. 7 aside, right? 7 was awesome in a very different way, but 2 seemed to really kick it off in a big way. People went nuts for 2. 3 seems to be getting a bit more of a lukewarm reception, but I think people are forgetting that they had a lukewarm reception to Resident Evil 3 the first time, right? It's a different game. It's a more, it's a shorter game. Nemesis is annoying, and I mean, half these people are ignoring the fact that the people that, when you actually played Resident Evil 2 originally, half these people never even found Mr. X. They didn't play the second run or whatever, right? Whatever. Don't worry about that. I know that I vastly prefer these remakes of 2 and 3 to 5, to Umbrella Corps, to the Umbrella Chronicles, Survivor. I know that's a bit older, but they're better than Survivor. And so it's not surprising that Capcom would pose this question to its audience. I sure hope that they send this our way, because I would love more of these remakes. The question is, which games would they remake? Personally, maybe I'm alone here. I think that they should go back and do 1, and maybe 0. And people will say, oh, they already got remade. Not this way, right? I love the Resident Evil remake, but the Resident Evil 2 remake is a totally different thing. The Resident Evil 2 remake is continuing what people liked most about Resident Evil 4. The controls are actually superior, but when people played Resident Evil 4 and got the sense of, oh, wow, awesome, being able to actually aim and shoot properly rather than what Resident Evil used to have, which was fun, but it was not, it was not a shooter. It was a horror game first. 2 and 3 took that horror shooter thing and translated it perfectly into a totally serviceable third-person shooter, way beyond Resident Evil 5 or 6, right? And I'm just so scared that with the more, the tepid response to 3, that Capcom will walk away with the impression, people don't like it, we better go back to the drawing board, because no, they don't need to go back to the drawing board. They need to keep drawing the same stuff that they're currently drawing. And I think they should do 1. I think they should do 0. Obviously, Code Veronica is also there. Code Veronica kind of picks up from 2 and 3. They could do. I don't really think it's necessary to do Revelations, but they 1 and 0 would be cool. And I think that they've got something that works, that people love. People love the way it controls. They just don't like the fact that 3 is very different from 2. They want more in the direction of 2, and that's 1. That's Spencer Mansion stuff. And Code Veronica a bit, I guess. But Capcom previously, back on the last generation of consoles, they got into this weird space of trying to move things in the direction of Gears of War, trying to turn Resident Evil into an actual honest-to-goodness shooter competing with the actual honest-to-goodness shooters, which was an exercise in futility, because you're not going to beat... You're not going to win if that's what you're... if that's the arena you're trying to enter. You're not going to beat Gears of War, right? You're not going to beat Uncharted. You're not going to beat those games, especially back then. And I think I get the sense that 7 was like this complete departure in this attempt to save the franchise from the complete, I don't know, the complete embarrassment that it had fallen into. And 7 was great, but 7 was a very niche title. 7 was, I guess it was kind of mimicking games like Amnesia to a certain extent, the kind of first-person thing. But with the VR, with all that stuff, it was a cool experiment, and it was a cool game. But it wasn't going to have it wasn't going to have that mass appeal. 2, you got the mass appeal. You got perfectly serviceable controls. People love it, but they don't love it as a shooter. And that's what some of the DLC seem to get away from. It's not about the shooter, it's about having decent responsive controls in a horror environment, more in the kind of basically turning Resident Evil into Dead Space. Perfect, because that's all Dead Space ever was. Dead Space was just good Resident Evil. Speaking as a Resident Evil fan, but that's what it was for the last generation of consoles. It was Resident Evil, except that you can actually control it properly. You could control Resident Evil 6 properly, obviously, but it doesn't. You get what I'm saying, right? That wasn't scary enough for the people that want the Resident Evil. Anyway, hopefully they do this survey, or maybe, since American outlets are covering it, maybe we can all go in there and spam them and tell them, yep, we do want more remakes. One of the other questions buried in there is, would you like a new Resident Evil sequel in this format? And that's where we get a little bit spicier, because I think that the genre of Resident Evil, if only, the series started to go bad around 4, which everyone loves 4, and 4 was groundbreaking, 4 whatever. But as a fan of the story, as a fan of the T and the G virus, the progenitor virus is a mess as far as I'm concerned, and the whole thing with it's just 4 took the Umbrella Corporation stuff, the zombie stuff, in a direction that I think is not as frightening. It was just, it's fine and whatever, but I think let's do more remakes. Let's just do one. Let's keep, we got the training wheels on Capcom now. Let's keep going. We've done 1, or we've done 2. We did 3. Let's do 1. Let's do 0. Let's do 0. 0's fun. 0's fine. Just do 0 again. You can make it like a online co-op thing. That'd be cool. It'd be fine. You could do the what was the online one called? Resident Evil Outbreak. Oh, you could do Outbreak. The people would love that. That'd be so cool. You could do an online. Oh my god, you could do that'd be great. And even have, I forget the cop, but there's like references to him in 2 in the police department. I forget. I don't remember. I blocked that from my mind. But those games were a cool idea way before their time. Do those. Do the online ones. I like I'm talking directly to Capcom. But let's keep doing this. At the very least, do Code Veronica, whatever. And then maybe we make a new Resident Evil. We make a new one in the style of the Resident Evil 2 remake. You got the twisty-turny, you got the stuff, you've got the stompy guy coming around. You can get hunters, right? You can have chimeras coming around. You could have those guys that swallow you whole, that'd be great. It'd be great. Don't make it an action game. We don't need the quick time events. We don't need the things. Just the puzzles. You get the key, the emblem thing. You put it in the thing. You open up the thing. You're getting chased. It's scary. You're having a good time. You're having a great time in this alternate reality that I'm describing, where they remake every Resident Evil game. They could remake what is it? What was the cruise ship one? Make that one. That was the cruise ship's an interesting idea. Make the Game Boy one. That's whatever. I'd make 1, make 0, make Code Veronica, and do the Superman Returns thing. It's fine. Do Superman Returns. Okay, Superman Returns. For that one person out there who doesn't remember Superman Returns. It was set as a sequel to Superman 2, right? The last good Superman film at the time. Maybe still. And it was like, okay, Superman 3 and 4, which everyone hates and everyone agrees are terrible, those are gone. Superman Returns is now the new Superman 3. Just do that. 5 didn't happen. 6 didn't happen. Okay? Everyone loves 4. I would like 4 stricken from the record, but whatever. Leon's off doing his thing. And now we've got, who is it? We've got Chris. Probably. Chris. And here he is. And what? 5? That didn't happen. He's over here now. And he's, it's like he's in Vice City or he's in Miami or it's a new city, right? He's in Miami. And, it's not a police station this time, but it's, a hospital. That'd be great. You get the Silent Hill fans in there, You can get Guillermo del Toro to help out with it. It'll be great. Anyway. So this episode is for Capcom specifically. Do that. And I'll see you tomorrow.